In this video, we're going to cover viewing your items in Orders Now. This has to do with inventory fulfillment and about the inventory items that you have shelved in Orders Now. And if you'd like to learn more about shelving your items in Orders Now, please refer to the previous video about shelving your items. In this video, we're going to cover just how to view your items, how to adjust your items quantities, and how in Orders Now that you can relocate your items from one store's location to another. So let's get to it. I'm here on the dashboard page in Orders Now, and you can get here by simply logging into Orders Now. And if you would like to learn more about the dashboard page, please refer to our dashboard overview video in the Help Center. But for now, I'd like to go to the Inventory Management, and I can get there by using the Inventory tab at the top and selecting Inventory Management. It will open a new window, and this will be a mobile designed website. Now, Orders Now mobile side can be used on a mobile device. However, it does not have to be used on a mobile device. And as you can see here, I am using it in my web browser, and any of the functionality that can be done in a web browser can also be done in a mobile device. So at the bottom, you can see here that we have a POA tab, we have a Receive tab, a Shelve tab, a Take tab, and a Lookup tab. We previously went over the Shelve tab, and you can see that in the Shelving Your Items video in the Help Center. But in this video, we're going to go over the Lookup tab. If we press on the Lookup tab, you'll see that it asks me to scan a location. And these locations should be on your shelves in your warehouse, and they were set up in Orders Now previously when you configured your warehouse. And if you would like to learn more about configuring your warehouse, please see our warehouse configuration help video in the Help Center. But for now, we can scan or enter in a storage location, as I am doing here. And once you enter it in, you can see that you see all of your items in that storage location. And as we previously discussed, these items here are allocated to orders that are supposed to be fulfilled through Orders Now using an inventory order, using the inventory fulfillment section of Orders Now. And we will discuss this in a future video. You can also see that I have an item currently being relocated right now to a new location, and an item that we previously added in our last video. So this is how simple it is just to view your items in your inventory in Orders Now. So now let's say that this particular book, John's book, was entered in incorrectly. It was entered in with a quantity of 10, but in reality there's only 8 books. We can adjust the quantity here through Orders Now just by clicking on the item. And Orders Now will give you some information here at the top, including the product identifier of the client and the location. And then it will ask you how many items that you want to remove from this location. And so we can enter in 2, since we only have 8 and there's 10 in here. And you can click Remove Items. That item has been updated, and now the quantity is set to 8. If you click on it again, there's also this option here for editing the details. If you click Yes, you can change the description of the book, and you can change how many cartons are in the book. So we can call it Tom's book instead, and save the details. Once the details are saved, now we can see that it's actually Tom's book and not John's book. For instance, if we wanted to adjust the quantity of an allocated item, as we can see here, we only have one quantity, but one quantity has been allocated to an order. Let's say, for instance, that we actually don't have this item in inventory, but in Orders Now thinks that we do have this item, so it allocated the quantity for that order. But in reality we don't, so we can click on this and we can remove that item from the location. By doing that, we're going to get a prompt that says that this item is currently allocated to an order, and by removing this item it will be stocked out and the order will not be able to be fulfilled. And so we can confirm that, and now the item has been stocked out. The order will not be fulfilled, and the item is no longer in your inventory. The last thing I'd like to show you is some options up here. We have View Relocating Items Only, and we can swap that on just to see how many items we have in this location that are currently being moved to another location. And we will discuss that in a second using this other option up here about moving items. So if we select Yes on moving items, we can scroll down to the bottom here and say we wanted to move Tom's book to another location. We can say how many items do you want to move out of this location. We can move 8, and we can also change the product condition here as well if we desired to. but I'm going to leave it the same, and I'm going to move these items. So now these 8 items are being moved into another location, but we haven't told it where to go yet. Also, if we go back to the dashboard page here, and we refresh the page, we can see now that we have an alert here that Orders Now gives us on the dashboard saying that you are currently relocating 8 items from the storage location ONSL-1. If you click on this, Shelve Items Now, it opens the location where you can see that these items are being relocated at the moment. I'm going to go back to a previous window, and now we're going to shelve these items into a new location. So we'll go down here to the shelve. I'm going to copy this ISBN first, and we can go down to the shelve tab, and we can search for a client, and we can select no when it asks us to match this to a PO, and we can type in the new location that this item is going to be stored in. So we're going to type ONSL-2, and this is our second location. Now there's no items currently in this location, but I can scan this item in right now and press enter, and we can enter in the amount that we're relocating, which will be 8, and we can enter the description if we need to update the description, and the number of cartons, and we can set the quantity. And now as you can see, I have the same item in here, and the quantity is 8. So now if we go to the lookup page and look up that previous location, ONSL-1, and we scroll down to the bottom, we see that that item down here is no longer available, as since it has been moved to the new location. And if we refresh the dashboard page, we see that that alert has disappeared. Since they are now in a location, there is no alert to give to Orders Now. We hope that this video has been a help to you in viewing your inventory items, as well as adjusting your items quantities and relocating your items. If you have any more questions about this video, or any of our other videos in the Help Center, or Orders Now in general, feel free to contact us by using the information that is in front of your screen.